In today's episode of the Aeong Show, I'll be talking about the 5th volume of the Mimosa Confessions. Hello everybody, this is Zach and welcome back to the Aeong Show. Today is Monday, October 6th, and that means a whole new week of episodes here at the Aeong Show. That's right, 5 new episodes this week, and I know you're all excited to see what we got in store. You can see based off the thumbnail and the title of this video what this episode's about, but don't worry, 4 more videos after this. Also, in case you have not checked it out yet, Aeong's K-Pop Corner is up and running. I've already uploaded a video reacting to NMIX's Spinning on It pre-release music video, and I also reacted to Cordis's dance practices for Go and Fashion. So there's 2 videos right there you can go check out. I'll link them in the description. Go check them out. Enjoy. Again, if you're a K-pop fan, that's where you want to go check out and subscribe to. But today on the Aeong Show, we're going to be talking about the Mimosa Confessions, and especially the 5th volume of it. I mentioned on Friday, and what I've been getting into that week. I started reading the 5th volume as it had just coming out, and now I did finish it. I pretty much read it through the night last night, finished it up, and I was it was a very emotional volume. So there's gonna be spoilers. Just gonna put that out there. So if you have not read it and you want to read it, then I would say read it, then come back and watch the video. And if you don't mind, then here you go, there's going to be spoilers, so just get ready for that. So yeah, what did I think about the volume? I thought it was really good. I loved every volume of this story. Again, 5 volumes. According to the author, they're not going to write it anymore, so this is it for it. They didn't want to do anything extra or anything like that, which I'm fine with. I think it was a good ending to the story. It was, again, a very emotional volume with Sakuma and Ushio, just their relationship, because at the end of the last volume they had started dating. I guess they didn't officially start dating yet, because at the end of the last volume Sakuma asked Ushio to start dating, and then at the beginning of this volume we kind of see what happened right immediately after that. She was kind of oh, I don't really think you of course Ushio wants to date Sakuma, but she doesn't really think that he wants to date her. And so they have a little back and forth, and eventually they're okay, we're gonna try this out. We're gonna see what's up and see if we can do this, because again, they're best friends for such a long time, so they don't want to mess up that relationship. But they do want to see if this whole romantic thing can work out. So they get together. That's kind of the beginning part of the book. They're going on little dates and stuff like that. But nothing's really happening in their relationship. They're kind of just hanging out. They're hanging out a little bit more by themselves. They're not hanging out with Hoshihara as much because, they're just doing their thing as a couple. And, obviously you can see there's some tension there just from the beginning. Because Ushio, of course, she wants a full relationship, She wants to do everything a couple does. While Sakuma is kind of more hesitant, I guess, because again, the one scene he's kind of they're in I think they're in Ushio's bedroom, and I think they had just finished doing the homework and all that before school starts, their break homework, and Ushio asks him about kissing her, and they go to kiss, and then Sakuma kind of remembers Ushio from when she because again, he's known her since they were little kids, when she was formally identifying as a male before she came out as a girl, only a few 6 months earlier. So he kind of sees that, and then kind of pulls back from the kiss, and that's a little bit can't really be doing that, Sakuma. But yeah, so there's that tension building there, because again, they're not really doing super coupley stuff. They're just kind of they're just hanging out more. They're just being good friends, really. But again, there's a lot more to being a couple. So there's some tension building there, and then we're building up to the they're going on their big class trip, and they're going to Hokkaido, I think, and so they do that. They get on the plane, they go fly over there. They're gonna be in the same little group. Them two and Hoshihara, they're a trio, and so there's that's their group for the thing. They're gonna hang out and stuff like that, and they hang out the first day, have fun, all great. But then at the end of the first day, it gets a little weird because it's the end of the day. Like they finished eating dinner, they're in their hotel. All the students are in their different rooms, and Sakuma's like, okay, I'm all good. Let me go hang out with Ushio. Because again, since Ushio is a trans girl, the teachers thought it's best not to put her with the other female students, like in their block of the hotel. So they put her with the male students in their block. So Sakuma can like visit her because her hotel room, she's staying by herself, like in her own room. The other one, everyone else is like paired up, but she's by herself. But yeah, she's in the male block of the hotel instead of the female block. So he goes to visit her, and when he does that, he sees Sarah. If you don't know Sarah's this really annoying guy. He has like a very... Also earlier in the book, when they were on one of their dates, they ran into Sarah. He was with one of his girlfriends, because he's a guy who dates multiple people, and the girls are all aware of this. They're all kind of like fine with it. It's just like, just like a group of people dating pretty much. I mean, teach their own. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, that's their thing. Sakuma's very opposed to that. He thinks it should be monogamous, all that. Yeah, they run into Sarah one time on one of their dates. Sarah makes a comment like, oh, are you two a couple? Because at this point, they're kind of like hiding that they're a couple. Because, they don't want people to talk and stuff like that. Because they're still like fresh into this. But of course, Ushio kind of tells Sarah that they're a couple right then. And then Sarah, of course, babbles to the school. The school finds out. And Sakuma's kind of a little bit weird about it. Like, I don't know. He's like very much like... He's too defensive. Like I think in his head he thinks, oh, I'm being nice because I don't want Ushio to get the spotlight and all this stuff. But at the same time, it's like, she's your girlfriend, so shouldn't you be a little bit more like proud that I don't know. I wouldn't be that defensive like Sakuma is, but again, he's still growing as the story goes on. But yeah, so the hotel, he gets to Ushio's room. Sarah's already there. They start playing a card game because Sarah's not leaving because Sarah's a really annoying guy. And they're playing a game, telling secrets, blah, blah, blah. Sarah he's like, oh, I'm not going to go after Ushio anymore because, again, like the first or second volume, he was going after her. And then, now he's going to go after Hoshihara, which kind of like, again, another thing with Sakuma is like he's going to keep getting pissed off that like Sarah is going to go after Hoshihara. He's like way too like much protective of Hoshihara. Like Hoshihara can't do anything for herself. Again, kind of annoying also. But yeah, and then at the end of the game, they play like one more, and then like Ushio loses, so she says her secret's like saying that she might not be able to do this anymore, which kind of like confuses Sakuma. And so that happens. Then the next day, they're kind of like back to normal and all that. But then later in the day, they're back at the hotel. Sakuma runs into Sarah again. He's like, why do you think that Ushio said that? Because Sarah's very like he's very disruptive. So he says this, gets them talking. Hoshihara had listened in, hears that Sakuma liked her at one point, but doesn't anymore because she's dating with Ushio. Sakuma and Hoshihara are talking. Hoshihara says how, I knew you wouldn't really ask me out ever just because you're always staring at Ushio because you obviously like her so much. And so that happened. But then the next day, it's like their last day at the trip. This is going to be a long video. I'm just saying it's already like 9 minutes. I have a lot to talk about. But yeah, they have their little trip. They have free time. It's their last day of the trip. Sarah's annoying again. He's like, how about I spend the first half of the day with Sakuma, and then you can have him all to yourself, Ushio. And so they agree to it reluctantly just so they can get this over with. And he'll stop bothering them. So Sakuma goes with Sarah. They go like he like rents a car. He's like 2 years older than them. All this stuff comes out. They go to this weird snow hill, and like Sarah starts like going in on him, just like, your relationship's kind of like, well, first he like makes this whole thing where he tells him like he wants to date him. I was a little confused about that because it didn't seem like Sarah was like romantically interested in him. He just kind of wanted him part of like his group in a way. I don't know. I was a little confused by it because it didn't seem like Sarah was like romantically or like physically into Sakuma, but it just seemed like he wanted him part of his group because he liked him. He liked his personality and all that. I don't know. I was a little confused about that. That came like out of nowhere, in my opinion, but who knows? Um, but yeah, then Sarah keeps going in on Sakuma because he's like, your relationship's gonna fail. Ushio's gonna break up with you because you're not really like doing romantic stuff like that. And so, you know, they go back. Ushio and Sakuma hang out for like the rest of the day. But then right before they're about to leave and like go to go to the hotel, you know, free time's over, get ready, go to sleep, and then like go back home. They talk and like Sakuma puts his foot in his mouth a bunch, like forces her to kind of like admit like why you dating me if you don't like want to like touch me and like, you know, be romantic with me. Like I don't want to just be friends and like, you know, yeah, like I want to like, you know, do boyfriend girlfriend stuff. And so she kind of like, you know, bad ending to the day. So then like, you know, he's in his room, he's huffing and puffing, and his friend Hasumi kind of like gives him great advice of like stop being such a martyr all the time, kind of like stop being a pity party, stop like just being, you know, just stop being annoying, kind of like take responsibility for your actions. If someone does something for you, say thank you. If you did something wrong, apologize, you know, simple things like that, which Sakuma doesn't really, he gets too much like down on himself and pity, and like it just gets annoying sometimes, which I mean Ushio calls him out on that again later. But yeah, so that happens. So then he's like he's in bed. He's like, you know what? I can't let this end like this. I don't want our relationship to be over like this. So then he decides to go to her room, wake her up, and they're gonna go on a trip to I think the northernmost point of Japan, and they're gonna like, you know, because he wants to have like a special moment with her and try and like fix everything. So they do this. They just leave. They don't tell any teachers, any other students. They just get on a bus and go all the way up. I forget the exact place they were going to, but yeah, that's what they do. And so this happens, and while they're on their bus ride, because again they're at like the northern part of Japan, it's like a blizzard out. So they're on this bus ride for like 11 hours, and during this 11 hours they argue, they fight because like at first it's like fine, they're just hanging out and stuff like that, but then Sakuma starts getting down on stuff again. She's like, stop whining and stop like complaining, like expecting me to like, you know, make you feel better. And it's just like, okay, so that happens. Then they get off the bus. They finally get to the place, they're off the bus, and it's still a blizzard out. And it's like a small town and stuff. So like they go and get some ramen, but then they have to leave and get to the hotel, and it's like a 30-minute walk, but it's like a blizzard out. So they're like dying because like they're not prepared for this. And you know, this is when they have another argument because like she's just like more pissed at them. It's like, you're the one who decided to do this. You're the one who put me here. Now it's terrible. You made this even worse than it was before. It's like, and so yeah, because like he kept like being like kind of not like touchy, but like, you know, he'd like try and like grab her hand to help her or like wipe the snow off her hair, and she's like, stop it, you're not my boyfriend anymore. I broke up with you. Like we're done. But then like he keeps doing stuff, and she just gets more annoyed with him. But then they finally make it to the hotel room, and then they decide to like he's gonna like get them like 2 separate rooms because he's like, I don't want to like bother her anymore. But then the person at the desk is like, oh, we can do a couple discount for you, and it's like it saves a lot of money because like at this point they're like broke because again they're like high school students. They spent all their money on the trip, and then they spent whatever they had left to like do this crazy journey anyway. And so like they get the couple room, and then like while they're in there they kind of like make up. And so because like they're finally like they kind of like have more of an understanding of each other. It's like, look, like, because like he wants of course to be back together, and she's like, I'll go back together with you, but you have to like actually do stuff. Like sure, you might not like be like physically attracted to me right now, but if you want to get back together, you have to like work on it and try and like show me that you actually can be there. Because again, she's not gonna like date you if you're not like physically attracted to her. Because again, she's a girl. She doesn't want to feel like you're repulsed by her. And so like they hug, they cuddle, and they fall asleep. And then like they get back home, you know, they get chewed out by the teacher and all that. But then it seems like their relationship's finally on the like it's better now. Like they kind of like crossed over the boundary. Like they need to break that cycle of kind of like ignoring their problems and like actually deal with it, which it seems like they finally did. And so then like we get like this whole interview thing, which I don't even know what that, it was like, I guess like a magazine or something, or like a TV show, like interviewing some of the students. That all happens. And then we get the epilogue, which is like showing the Sakuma and Ushio. They're like living together now, like a few years later in high school or in college, or like they both go to different colleges, but they're both together in Tokyo, and like they live in the same place. They have separate bedrooms, but they do like sleep. I guess like the like kind of like normal thing. Like they have separate bedrooms, but they might like also sleep in each other's rooms at same some nights. So that's how it ends. Like they hang out, they go to sleep in Sakuma's room, and like they like embrace and like they're cuddling as they go to sleep. And he's kind of like, how could I have ever thought like that I wasn't interested in being like physical with her, because now like being in her arms is like the best thing ever. And so yeah, it's a lot. I tried to get through this as quickly as possible. There's still a lot more I left out, but like yeah, I don't know. I love the Mimosa Confessions just because I don't know. It's a very I don't know. It's like there's a lot to learn from it, and I think a lot to like for me at least like very relatable stuff, and just in terms of like identity and like thought process and like all the the struggles that people go through and stuff like that. So like I appreciate the book a lot, the whole series a lot. Ushio again is probably like one of my favorite characters, just because I feel like again, because after I read like the original, the first like 3 or so like months ago, earlier this year, I was trying to like find like other stuff like similar vibe, and it's very hard, I feel like, to find like really good or very popular like novels or books or manga like going on about like kind of like trans stuff, or like even just like gay lesbian stuff like that. I mean I just feel like I wish there was more stuff, because I just feel like it's because I mean I would like look up on like I was trying to like find like good books and good stuff like that also is like relatable, just to read more and kind of like understand more, and like just for myself and like the world around. And yeah, it's just like hard to find good stuff in that area. I don't know, like I've read some stuff, but like a lot of it some is like it's not really that well written. I don't know. So I wish there was more Mimosa Confessions type beats. I know there's like in terms of like manga, there's some good ones, like Bloom Into You's really good. But like yeah, it's tough. I wish there was more good stuff. I wish there was more stuff like Mimosa Confessions, because again, I think it's a great story. I think Ushio is a very like relatable and amazing main character, even though she's not like like Sakuma's like the POV, but like Ushio's the one that I definitely like way more. Like just seeing her grow, like coming out, and then like dealing with all the stuff that she had to deal with, and staying so strong, and then building upon it, and then like when you see her in the epilogue and like seeing where she's at now, I know, really great in my opinion. So yeah, I loved it. I wish there was more. I know I'm gonna miss it. I'll probably reread the whole series again, just because I mean I read like the first 3 way at the beginning of the year, and then I read like the 4th one when it came out, and then the 5th one when it came out. So I'll probably reread them all just to like get it in one straight run. But yeah, Ushio is amazing. If you're like interested in any of those type of topics, like you're interested in like the literature about like people dealing with like transitioning or like identity and stuff like that, because I mean not even just like Ushio, I mean there's like a bunch of characters that not like dealing with like sort of like gender or sexual identity, but just like dealing with different things going on. There's a lot of stuff to look at, so yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anyone. Go check it out. Leave a comment if you have read them before. Like, let me know what you think about it. I'd love to talk more about it. This has been Zach with the Aeong Show. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.